Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, I'm about to do a reading. When I asked what this reading was going to be about, what I heard is it's starting and you have front row seats. I don't know what's starting. Something is starting. You have front row seats, and we got to do something with this information. We got to do something with this information. So let's see. Let's see what's going to happen. Okay. I feel very, I don't know, like energized. Oh no. Oh no. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Hold on really quick. Let me ask my husband for something. Okay. There. So I'm getting the cards ready. Let's just go ahead and get everything ready. Let's see what this front row seat stuff is. Feeling surges of energy, feeling I don't know that it's a bad energy. Just feeling surges, like change is coming. Whatever this change is, it's going to completely alter the course of your life, right? Thank you. All right. Let's get some cards. And let's see where this reading is going to take us. Because I got some kind of feeling going on. Let's get a couple from here. I feel like there's a lot of cards that are wanting and needing to be pulled today. I don't know why. They're all like purpley blue as well. Okay, we're ready. Wait, one more shuffle and then we're ready. One more shuffle and then we're ready. Okay? Okay. Okay. Right there. Okay. Here goes. She knows. She knows. She knows. Okay. Alrighty. Ooh, high priestess, high priest responsibility. So you're needing to take responsibility for whatever the situation is. You're going to be the initiator of whatever this is. Okay. It's going to be something that, again, has the capacity to completely alter the trajectory of your life. And if you use that capacity responsibly, if you use that in a way that can help to support your growth, then amazing things can happen for you. If you're going to use that, like now you have all the power, you know what happens, right? That's an ego-based thought. It's an irresponsible way to use your capacity, your capabilities. And so then it becomes a lesson for you instead of something that will help to bolster your current growth. Okay. Ooh, I know there was a reference to upside down autumn, I think yesterday. We're just going to set that aside. I don't know what that means, and I don't want to dive into it right now. It'll make sense. Dedication. You have to choose what you're going to dedicate yourself to. Are you going to dedicate yourself to the same cycles, or are you going to dedicate yourself to new cycles, growth, and all sorts of really amazing potentiality? What will you choose to dedicate yourself to? Passion. So this is something that you're going to be very, very passionate about. Whatever's going to unfold, it's definitely something that will get you very excited and very, the word inspired comes to mind, but it doesn't carry the weight of the energy. It has to be something more intense than inspired. Hold on. Let us go ahead and first close that out. Okay. Of extraordinary quality. Okay, hold on. Outstanding, marvelous, magnificent, stimulate, motivate, incline, induce, trigger, arouse, awaken. Ooh, okay. I don't know why that got me excited, but okay. So you're going to be experiencing something that's going to awaken the deeper potentialities inside you. And whatever these deeper potentialities are, they're going to help boost you into the next part of whatever you're supposed to do. Okay. I think I got to take a deep breath. I'm feeling very excited. All right. So it's kind of like that, what you're witnessing right now, me kind of um, getting more and more worked up over something. I don't even really know what it is yet. You have to be able to kind of just pause, take a deep breath, and make sure that you don't, you know, you don't get carried away with something and become very, very impulsive. Don't become impulsive. I love the way you said inclined. Can you say inclined? I don't know how I said it. It just came out. So spring. Spring is upright. Um, spring is like what? April? Aprilish? So we have about like what, 3 months? A little over 3 months, like 3.5 months, right? 3.5 months to do what? It feels like this is a huge potentiality for you. I'm wondering, is this going to be like a career reading? You know what I'm saying? So, spring, let's see. There's something that's secret that doesn't want to be initiated, but it's not something you're imagining because balance is trying to be restored. And it's something, in order for balance to be restored, it cannot remain contained. And if you continue to try and contain it, it's going to affect your ability to call in your prosperity. Prosperous. You want to be prosperous, right? So I'll show you guys all the cards. So secret, initiation, and imagination in reverse, right? There's something that you want to keep secret and you don't want to initiate, but you're not imagining the gravity of what this is. Whatever this is, and it's needed, it's necessary to reestablish balance. The longer you try to contain it, the longer it will take for your prosperity to arrive, to come back to you. This is something that's absolutely necessary. You're going to be working on this until autumn, at which point you'll be given the keys. Ooh. The keys to open doors and flip things right side up. Okay, I'm not sure if I like that yet. We're going to see where this reading goes. Sorry. I got to stretch that out. Okay. We're going to see where this reading goes. Uh-huh. 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 Ooh. Okay. Nourishment in reverse. This is telling me that you have been very upside down in your perception of what it is you need. You're in this space of darkness, a space where you hide, a space where your behavior, your behavioral patterns, your frequency patterning tells me you're comfortable there, but you're convincing yourself that it's scary. There's nothing scary about you in your field. Let me say that again. There's nothing scary about you and your auric field. Nothing. There's nothing there that seeks to harm you. I mean, unless you got demonic issues. At which point, please visit meevolving.com to go ahead and book your parasitic extraction. Okay, stop. Stop. I'm calling to Miss Joy Joy. Yeah, she doesn't come running to protect me if she hears me yelping. She's just like, "What's going on?" No. Okay. That's what she does. Okay, so here's the thing. You've convinced yourself a lot of things about yourself that really just are not rooted in factual truth. What you've done is you've listened to other people's opinions of you, people who are very distorted in their opinions, people who are intimidated by you because of your existence. Not because necessarily that you did something, but just because you exist. You see, they believe in you more than you believe in yourself because they see the reality of who and what you are. And before you even have the opportunity to grasp the gravity of what that is, who you are, they're trying to convince you that you're something outside of that truth. Why would you believe them? Why would you believe them? If you're believing them because you're like, well, Emmy, there's so many people who have said this about me. Okay, first, is it true? Or is it a self-fulfilling prophecy because someone said it? Now you feel super obligated to fulfill that for yourself because that's nonsensical. Okay. Secondly, are you aware it only takes one ultra toxic person to convince people who are not rooted in themselves and don't know who they are to agree with them? You know how many people have done that to me? Ask me how much I care. You know how many people? You know how many groups of multiple people have tried their damnedest to tear me down and paint me as something outside of what I am? Yeah, there were quite a few people who believe them. That's not a loss to me. Let me say that again. All the people who believe the lies about me are not a loss to me. Their loss in my presence, them leaving me, that's not a loss to me. The way I see it, I'll always come across super toxic people who want to use me for something. So there's never going to be an end in sight for that. So those people who walk away because they realize they can't use me anymore, that's not a loss to me. That's not a loss to you. That's creation, God, or whatever you want to call it, blessing you with a space you need for growth, taking away the garbage. I said it. I said it. I absolutely said it. Those type of people in your life are straight up basura. Yep. So what's the loss? Be who you are. Be who you are with no fear. And even if you feel the fear, be that anyways. I promise you the fear will get old and you become very, very comfortable just being who you are. Is that gaslighting, spreading lies? It's lying. It's lying. It's just flat out lying. Let's just call it what it is. Let's not try and intellectualize it or turn it into something, you know, psychological. No, it's just they're liars. They will lie to do whatever it is they want to do. Who cares? The people who are willing to believe the lies of others without first confirming for themselves who you are, it's not a loss to you. See, there's two types of people in this world who are publicly visible. Two types of public figures. The first type are the people who will fill their space with the followers, who do not think for themselves, who will blindly listen like little bees in a beehive. They have this hive mind. I don't give a shit about that. I really don't, because I'm the second type, the type that has zero cares about building an audience, but instead is seeking to create communities where they are filled with individuals who are equals. I'd like to believe you're the second half as well. That you're not just going to blindly follow what you are told. You notice how I never instruct you to hate anyone? There's never a person who we as a community are fixated on that we're going to dislike together. We are not here to trauma bond. We are here to figure out who we are and see how we fit into the world we exist in. And if we don't fit quite right, then we're going to alter the world. See, I'm no longer in a space of apologizing for the way that I exist. Instead, I'm consciously aware if I don't fit in, I will terraform that entire environment. I'm beginning to understand that there are those of us who exist as a new standard of a new world. It's okay for you to be aware that that's your place, to be a new standard for a new world, because you hold yourself to the highest degree of integrity, especially when no one is watching. Especially when no one is watching. How powerful is that? That you are your own regulator, that you don't need someone or something outside of yourself to understand the way you are functioning. That's a very, very powerful place to exist, because at that point, you don't need people. You just want them around. And at that point, because you simply want them around, you can pick and choose who is healthy for you to be around. It's a very, very, very beautiful thing. It's a very beautiful thing to be in that space, to see the beauty, right? To allow your faith to go ahead and ripen into a knowing, a gnosis. This space of knowing the world is going to be fine because we will make it fine. We will do more than make it fine. That's just the first step. The next step is making sure the world is thriving, reconnecting with the things that we need to be connected to, letting go of the things that are toxic, that drain you, that prevent you from growing in the ways that are the most peaceful. No matter what, you're going to grow. No matter what, you're going to grow. And it's going to be beautiful. And it's going to be something you choose. Or it's going to be something you're forced to live through. But no matter what, you're going to grow. Not because I said so, but because that is a natural law, that is a natural order of things. Whatever cycles that you've held on to with a death grip because you're afraid of what comes next, I promise you, let go. Let go and find out, and you'll see there's so much more life is offering you right now. There is so much more you are being offered by life. And for those who are going to be like, well, I mean, you don't understand. Honey, I don't need to understand. You never needed my agreement, my understanding, or my permission to exist and to thrive, to allow yourself to heal to the degree that you are now consciously choosing to thrive. You didn't need my permission, my understanding, my agreement, or any of that. No one needs that. We've allowed ourselves to be convinced that we do, because why? Because we want to fit in. If you're still trying to fit in, please know you're trying to fit into an environment that's going extinct. We are the last groups of people who will experience the world the way it is. Understand the gravity of that. We are the last. Not because the world is going to end and no. We are the last. All the children. Very soon there'll be adults. They're nothing like us. They will not tolerate this. Everything we've tolerated, everything our parents have tolerated, they won't. So we either fix this now, one by one, our personal lives being shifted back into proper alignment with the natural order of things, or we allow it to reach a critical point. And that critical point will force us to fight our way out. Either way, I know I survive. Either way, I know I'll thrive. Why? Because I'm in alignment with whatever my purpose is, whether I know what it is or not. I know what my purpose is. What are the details of it? I have no idea. I don't need to know. I just know I'm going to live it every single day of my life, just like you will as well. And if I'm going to fight myself, I'm going to fight my purpose. And if I'm going to fight my purpose, I'm going to be fighting the divine order of things. If I fight the divine order of things, you know what's going to happen. I'm going to get my ass kicked by my own soul. And boy, oh boy, that soul is a fighter. I'm probably going to lose that fight. So I don't like to lose. I don't. I don't like to lose. I like to win, win, win no matter what. Yeah, no, I don't like to lose. I like to excel. So I'm not even going to fight my soul anymore. And I think that's the primary message. You're sitting at the front row seats. You're watching your life being altered by your soul. And you're allowing yourself to choose whether you're going to watch an amazing show or you're going to try and fight it and control it. You have no idea what you're up for if you try and fight your process at this point. Balance is restored when we allow ourselves to come out of the haze that prevents us from appreciating all the phases, all the stages that we enter into. Balance, right? Look at that. You're holding your wholeness, and all of those stages are valid, but your head's in the clouds. You're very foggy in your perception. Excuse me. That fogginess is affecting your ability to have gratitude for the life you're living. Life isn't only good when you're rich and have everything you want and everyone's worshiping you. Like that's that's not a good life. I know a lot of very wealthy people. Like very wealthy. Like wealthy enough to own not a mansion, not an estate, but a compound. Grasp the gravity of that type of wealth. You don't own a mansion. You don't own an estate. You own a compound. Okay? I know several people who own multiple compounds on multiple continents. Very unhappy. You know, the happiest period of my life? The most peaceful, most fulfilling, most satisfying period of my life was when I lived in a broke down RV in a parking lot. Because it was at that point that my ego went back into its proper place and I simply just existed. And life was good. Life was free. There was no pressure. There was no shame. There was just me existing with everything that mattered the most to me. I wasn't distracted by all of the different things that are not important, all of the things that, oh my God, I have to be stressed out to figure out how I'm going to pay for this and how I'm going to pay for that. And, yeah, no, none of that. Limited space in an RV, so you can only bring that which is the most important, that which is necessary. It was amazing. It was amazing. It was amazing. What have you done with your perception of yourself? You're in the front row seat. You can see yourself clearly at this point. Allow yourself to see the areas of you that hurt, the parts of you that are injured, the parts that need your attention, your love, your care. We are the final generations that will be living through this type of world. Mark my words. It won't be long before these children are grown. It won't be long. They mature faster than the neurotypical human. By the time they're 10, that's 8 more years. They'll have the type of awareness that took us 30, 40 years of suffering and struggling to develop by the time they're 10. It's a very beautiful world. We just have to allow it to be. We've constricted ourselves so much and not allowed the abundance in. Abundance, what type of abundance? Are you strictly thinking about money? That's not abundance. False fiat is going out the door too. They're converting us to digital currency. That's not a conspiracy. That's a fact. They've already begun the process. They began it about 2 years ago, 3 years ago. That's a fact. You can look up whatever information you want to look up. That's a fact. So if your main concern is about fiat, right, this false currency, and we're switching over to digital currency, there are people who exist in this world. I will neither confirm nor deny my awareness of individuals. There are people in this world who have the knowledge to enter into these secure systems and delete all of your points. They have the capacity to do that. They've already begun doing that. I know it's not on the news very much. All of the people who became billionaires off of crypto are having very unfortunate accidents or heart attacks, regardless of age and health. So I think it's time for us to shift our attention to the things that are actually tangible, the things that are real. I think we need to begin this process of entering into a space of self love, a love so profound that other people cannot convince you the lies they tell you about yourself because you know yourself so well. Yep. Know yourself well enough to know when someone's lying to you about you. This lie that you lack purity, right? This lie that you're only pure if you are affable, friendly, amiable. I have this app that gives me a new word every day, but except I know the words. It's like, give me something more intense. um, Discernment, the need to use discernment to allow yourself to sense the very things that you can't see, right? Discernment is less about what you see and more about what you feel and think. And when you reach the center point of that, you are communicating your needs, your perceptions, no longer allowing your emotions to be the very thing that's guiding you to remain in an upside down state, being fearless or having courage in the face of fear. It's the same thing. To be fearless is to have less fear than you do courage. So, for me personally, being fearless is not being devoid of fear. It's having less fear than I do courage. I mean, ooh, ooh. I like that. I like that. Okay. Mhm. All right. So, the lack of compassion for self is a result of being upside down within your shadows, allowing yourself to be convinced by other people that you cannot and should not enter into your shadow because that is wickedness. You know what's wicked? Running your mouth when no one asked you. That's wicked. Running your mouth about things that no one asked you about. And secondly, which should be first and foremost to begin with, you don't even have the experience to know anything that you're talking about. So kindly insert the pie into the pie hole so that you could very lovingly stop talking. I'm just going to drink some water. Warm water. Warm water. You've let too many people you've let too many people like just be so front and center in your life, dictating your perception about yourself. You need to take yourself out of timeout, tag yourself back into your life, right? Just like, tag team, tag yourself back into your life. Just tap your hand, pull that part of you that's willing to fight for you back into the ring. That's why they didn't want you to enter into your shadow aspect. That's where the parts of you that are capable and willing to fight on your behalf, that's where it exists. And that's where it exists. The moment I entered into my shadow realm to retrieve my truth and my power, people began accusing me of being dark. Dark, why? Because I'm no longer easy to mess with? Good. I'm glad you see that. Oh, you're mad because you're inconvenienced? Good. I made it too easy for you before. Now you're going to have to earn that. You're going to have to fight harder than I can. And honey, I spend my whole life fighting. I promise you, the depth of my stamina for drama, astounding. You probably think I've let shit go, but I promise you, I'm Pisces. We don't let shit go. We pretend like we've forgotten when we haven't. And if you've pissed us off enough, me and all my personalities, us, yes, also all Pisceans, if you pissed us off enough, that'll come back around to bite you in the ass years later. Years, not months. And when I say years, I don't know, double digit years. Double digit years. How many of you are Piscean and can relate? Where you let people think you've forgotten. You've let people think that it's all good. It's not all good. It's not all good. I'll let you get comfortable. I'll let you think it's all good. It's not. It's just not. You see, so many Pisceans have allowed the world to think we are the pushovers, that we are the doormats. We let you think whatever you want to think. Yes. Me and all my personalities, as well as all the Pisceans I represent. We let you think everything you want to think. And no, we don't correct you. There's no point. We simply continue to gather information. We see past the mask. We know how to hurt your feelings efficiently, with accuracy. It's no biggie. You think you've hurt a Piscean because they're crying. I tell you, the reality is we're crying because we cannot kill you. We know it's wrong. We know we shouldn't. And so we cry not out of sadness, but out of pure rage that we even care what's right or wrong, because you didn't care what was right or wrong when you maltreated us. You see, we cry not because we're hurt, but to release some of the steam that builds up in the engine that seeks to run you over. It's just, you thought you knew. Most Pisceans, it will take you double-digit years to actually truly know who they are. Whoever you think you know, that's who they think you want to know. And I know I'm not the only Piscean that's capable of that. The only reason I no longer do that is because my Capricorn moon is full front and center. I don't give a shit. I just don't at this point. I don't care about the shit that's inconsequential. I'm not going to waste my time playing a game with you. If I don't like you, you'll know. You won't even have to ask me. You will know. Sometimes I have new people who are like, Amy, did I upset you? Oh, why would you say that? Well, because you said something in the live stream, honey. If I was talking to you, you would know exactly who I'm addressing. You would know. You would know because I would answer you directly. No longer am I going to be in that stage, that phase where I'm going to play the role for someone. I'm not playing no role. Not no more. I'm out of timeout, and you need to pull yourself out of timeout as well. Okay? You need to pull yourself out of timeout and have more compassion for yourself and your growth than you do for the people who don't even think twice about how their actions will affect you. I'm not saying be mean. I'm saying care for yourself. I'm saying live with a standard that's appropriate for you. You're at the front row seats. You've been watching people get away with all sorts of shit directed at you for years now. I would bet it's for years now. A lot of empaths do this. It's not just Pisceans. Pisceans take it to a whole nother level. We do. We take it to a whole nother level. Oh my Lord. But no, pretty much all empaths do this. You know, empaths are not born, they're created. There are those of us who have a higher degree of sensitivity because of our genetics, etheric as well as human genetics. But empaths are created due to the suffering you experience, the suffering that you were subjected to unwillingly as a child. Yes. Right from the start, you've lived a very difficult life and you've still maintained your integrity. You've still maintained that desire to help others, to care deeply about other people, to put others before yourself. I'd say all of that was training for you to learn how to do that for yourself. It is not selfish to make yourself a priority, especially when you've created situations where so many people now depend on you, right? I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, have so many others depending on you. That's why you're so stressed out, because you've built up this expectation of being everyone's problem solver, being everyone's sanctuary, failing to post up the signs that let people know I'm a sanctuary, not a dumping ground. It's okay. This is the period where you clean that up. Okay? Allow your intuition to serve its purpose. Whatever its purpose is, it will let you know. Your intuition will very deeply guide you into the spaces you need to exist in. Ooh, things are getting crunk up in there. All right. Some people have convinced you that the suffering that you are going through is part of your sacred journey. No, Excuse me. No. It's not. The suffering you're experiencing at other people's hands because you think they have some part to play in your sacred journey, no. No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Mm-mm. Absolutely not. You let people convince you things about yourself and what you should tolerate because they play a good role. They have the aesthetics. They churn out the social media content that makes them look spiritual. They use terms that you're unfamiliar with. Oh, I can use those terms too. More advanced terms at that. It's not necessary. Unless I'm teaching you about this stuff, there's no need for me to use those words. Understand when people are playing you. Understand when people are selling you a character. Allow yourself to clearly see when you are dealing with a caricature of a character that they saw in some anime. What's your favorite anime? I would say mine would probably be Ghost in the Shell. I watched that in high school and it was just like, oh my God, I can so relate. I can so relate. Um, I think for many of us, we've watched too many movies that have convinced us these storylines are the way life is supposed to be. We've convinced ourselves that these rom-coms are, that's how love is supposed to be. And yeah, that unless you are in a relationship with your twin flame, which you have more than one twin flame, that you're not in a divine union. Oh, by the way, it's about to be my husband and I's 20th wedding anniversary. I like almost killed him at like the 12th anniversary. Well, no. Yeah, at the 6th anniversary, 12th anniversary. Yeah. Oh my gosh. By the way, he's not my twin flame. He's not a twin anything. It's beautiful. He's nothing like me. We have nothing in common. And because of our differences, he's able to show me the world in such a different way. He's able to help me learn things without even trying, just because he exists in my life. Oh, and yeah, no, I am angry or irritated with him, peppered throughout the week. Yes, yes. Yeah, because I'm a person who's easily irritated. Mhm. Yeah. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm not here in this marriage because this is all I know and I'm stuck. Oh, no. No, not at all. I have no problem being alone. None. I actually prefer that, to be honest. I prefer it second to being with my husband and my children. They're the only humans that I'm like, don't need a break from. Yeah. Mhm. We're both stubborn. Yeah, absolutely. You see, our story is not a movie. It's two lives in the process of merging into one. Everything you know about your life is based on something you learned from a movie or a book. Let yourself really, really, really understand that. The way you quantify your success or your failure is based on something you've seen and were affected by as a child from a movie or a book, probably a cartoon. Do you get to edit your life? You get to reshoot that scene? No? Okay, so stop living like a movie. Stop basing your perception of yourself on the movies that you've watched. Stop. Just let yourself fully and completely live in a space of gratitude. Gratitude for the life that you've lived, the things you've been able to experience, the ways in which you've been able to be exposed to the environments, the people, the circumstance that serves to further ripen your perceptions. None of us know enough, myself included. None of us know enough to be able to successfully predict how everything will play out and why things need to play out the way they do. We try and convince ourselves that we do. But do we really? Everything that I thought I knew, which was profound amount of information 15 years ago, pales in comparison to what I figured out 12 years ago, which also pales in comparison to what I realized 8 years ago, which is nothing in comparison to the person I became 5 years ago, which was eclipsed by the woman I'm blossoming into 2 years ago, which is nowhere near the person I am today. Which will be nowhere near the person I am in a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. All of us allow ourselves to be trapped in these spaces where we think we can be a savior for something. We think we can be that knight in shining armor for someone. And really, the only person that needs saving is you from your perceptions of your own self. You know what you're really doing is you're creating people projects, these opportunities to use other people and their suffering. Your perception of their suffering, I stand corrected. Michael corrected me. You use your perception of their suffering as an excuse to justify your choice to use those people as a distraction from your own process. One of the questions that I get often from people is, how did you get to this space of awareness that you're currently at? I've never seen anyone think this way. Okay. Well, I stopped using other people as an excuse to distract myself from the things that I need to see about myself. That's a hard thing to do. It requires tremendous amounts of courage to be able to face yourself and your life and all of the events that you've lived through, especially the events that have traumatized you. It's that trauma that serves as the greatest gift. Why? Because people should traumatize you? Absolutely not. But because those moments are frozen in time within you. And when you get triggered, you get brought back right to that specific place within yourself to further digest the learning that was being presented to you, but was too much for your level of understanding and awareness when it happened. Life is a complex simplicity. It is a simple complexity. It is whatever you ask it to be. You are much more complex than you give yourself credit for. And you listen to the simpletons. These are neurotypical individuals who are playing a role, because I promise you, neurodivergent people, unless they are malignant in their existence, have no patience to play that type of game. I've come across so many neurodivergents. And the most common theme between all the neurodivergents I've come across, we're just trying to understand why we're so different. We're just trying to understand the why. Not the how, not the when, not the who, but the why. Why? Why? The question of why is the fuel that propels you forward, says Michael. The question of the why, the ever elusive answer of why, is what propels you forward. And when you reach that answer, a new question of why has already formed in its place. And it's only then that you'll be given the answer to the why of the previous question. So you will forever be moving forward and forward and forward and sideways and up and down and whatever direction your soul chooses based on your ability to comprehend on a human level. It's a very beautiful dance that occurs. Things will not end naturally. These type of cycles have to be ended by you. You have to make a conscious decision of your lesson. How do you do this? By altering the ways in which you choose to participate in that lesson. If what you're accustomed to doing is being in the class and keeping your eyes down because you don't want to interact with anyone, you feel ashamed, you feel less than, and suddenly you lift your chin up and allow yourself to see the world, to see the lesson, to see the class, to see your classmates. Someone's eating pork right now. I can taste it. Someone is eating some type of pork. I think it's bacon. Has a smoked flavor to it while they're watching. Whoever you are, you have an intense energy. It's not intimidating, it's intense. There's an intensity at which you're understanding what I'm saying. Yes, I can hear you. You haven't come across someone who can speak telepathically. Yes, you have. They were too scared to say it. Because your energy is very at the risk of offending you. Your energy is intrusive. That's why people don't want to admit when they can hear you. You're a very intrusive type energy. Why am I not scared? Because I can fuck you up if I want to. That's why. You've never had someone that ballsy before. I get it. But you also know there's no lie in what I said. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, I probably would never meet you in person. You're intrusive. It's not out of fear. I don't like intrusive people. They make me aggressive. I'm much more aggressive than you realize, especially in person. I know I don't look aggressive. That's why Soul chose this avatar. People never see it coming. Carrying on. Clarifier sigil. I don't care if you're not done. See that? I don't care if you're not done talking to me. I'm done talking to you. It's called sovereignty. Carrying on. Clarifier sigil. There's a lack of clarity for someone. I think that someone might be you, and this lack of clarity is what's going to cause you to continue with this need for a natural ending. You're going to have to choose for it to end, just like how I chose for that conversation to be done. I was just done with it. I was done with it. Michael goes, tell them why you were done. I don't want to be offensive. I mean, I'll be upfront and blunt, but I don't want to be intentionally offensive. Michael. Okay, anyways. Ancestral magic. So for many of you, you're tapping into areas, regions of your template, right? Your morphogenetic template, so that you have the words to go ahead and search up information on your own time. It's called the morphogenetic template. For many of you, you're tapping into areas of your morphogenetic template that give you access to ancestral energies, ancestral type abilities. And with that, um, it could come in the form of like dreams. You're starting to have dreams of ancestors and all of this and all of that. Excuse me. One second, guys. The person that I was addressing. I know you're attempting to access my energy in my field. You're trying to scan me. You're trying to look at certain details. You're not Melchizedek Cloister. You're not of the Emerald Order, nor are you Orphan. First and foremost, you're outranked. Secondly, I won't address you any further, but I also won't stop my twin ray from addressing you. If you think I'm aggressive, you ain't seen nothing yet. You're probably feeling the heat somewhere around here. Here. He's standing behind you with a big ass sword, and the sword's on fire. I don't have to ask to be protected. I just always am. Your disruptiveness will no longer be tolerated. I hope you have insurance on your device. Thank you. So, self sabotage. You have to stop sabotaging yourself. You have to stop allowing all of these fears and insecurities to be the very thing that causes you to fall into the same traps of sabotaging yourself over and over and over with these beliefs like you're not enough, or you're going to fail, or you always mess things up, oh, nothing good ever happens for you. Those are all lies. Those are all lies that are perpetuated by something that disappointed you years ago, and you continue to use that to fuel the sabotage. Stop. Stop. Stop sabotaging yourself. The reason these things don't pan out for you is because right at the last minute, you pull back your energy. You need to push all the way through past the event that you're trying to manifest in order to reach that event coming to fruition. Okay. Does that make sense? You have to push past that event. You can't allow yourself to continue to pull back, retract your energy from your manifestation templates, and then things will falter. It's like you're trying to start a campfire and you have all the kindling, right? The small stuff that burns easy. And that started to burn, and now you've placed the larger pieces of firewood up, but you stopped blowing on the flame. So obviously that's going to die out. You stopped placing more kindling into that small flame until the larger logs catch fire. So obviously that's not going to burn. It's not going to burn if you don't do it in the stages that are appropriate for what you're trying to accomplish, right? Hidden moon in reverse. Whatever was hidden from you will absolutely be brought to the light, right? It'll be brought to the light. Stick to the basics. Ooh. Okay. Biggest muscle building mistakes featuring wicked training. Okay, stick to the basics. When you try and begin adding compound movement exercises to something and you haven't mastered the basic movement, say like you're doing shoulder presses, right? That's the basic movement. You have to make sure it's at a certain angle from your shoulder, not all the way to the side. You're going to mess up your shoulder joint. So you have to begin doing that. So if you're doing that and then you're adding a certain type of curl, right? You have to master the basics first You have to master the basics first. If you don't allow yourself to um, reach the stages in the order that your soul asks you to reach them, you're going to end up injuring yourself. You just are. For many of us, we don't do linear type learning. We're not A, B, C, D. We're like A, F. Oh, you guys, I have a squirrel ass brain. I was like A, F, purple, pink. Just this girl, that don't work because you're going from letters to colors. Or was it numbers? You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Okay. Don't stop. Stop. I don't even remember. Okay. It was letters A, F, purple, pink, yellow, and blue. Purple, pink, yellow, blue, 15, 35, 93. That's how we learn. But that's like the perfect example. That's neurodivergency. Well, because purple and pink have all these other letters. Stop. That's how my brain works. That's how my brain works. Okay, renewal in reverse. You don't need to be renewed. You just need to start using what you got. Work what your mama gave you. Just work what your mama gave you, okay? Card number 9, dark interference. See, there's a lot of interference going on. There's a lot of attempts to really, really get you to continue to remain in the same spaces of perception. Your perception is the lens that will concentrate your light. When you allow your light to be concentrated, it becomes a laser beam. It becomes a laser beam. And then you can really, really do things then, right? La 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 la, bow to your partner. My ADHD is back. The reading's almost done because, yeah, my ADHD is the one driving again. I'm done. All right, a new romantic cycle begins, but it's in reverse. Yeah, no, that's not happening. What you're needing to work on is you, your perception of yourself, your perception of your life, your perception of what it is you need to do. Communication is key, but it's in reverse. So these aren't things that need to be communicated to someone else. The sense that I get is these are things that need to be communicated between the self and the soul. Fire ceremony still got me fucked up. I need to remove all my burning stuff from the room because, it's got me messed up. Hold your vision, but it's in reverse. I think the key to this, for you to be able to really align with it, is that you don't need to have the vision. You can do this completely blind. This is why all of your other senses have been being heightened over the past few years. You notice your sense of smell, your sense of touch, your senses, all of your senses, your emotions, everything is becoming heightened because we're going to go through this period completely blind. That's fun. That's super fun. You know what else is super fun? When you go to the range, the shooting range, that's very fun. I think I want to go today. Be bold and make the first move, but it's in reverse. So it's this thing of you've been waiting for someone else to make the first move. I'm wondering, is it your soul challenging you to make the first move? Your soul is kind of telling you, like, it's time to this and that, and Hmm. Be bold and make the first move. I think that's what's happening, because the next card, your dreams need a practical plan, right? Your dreams need a practical plan. So Giovanni says, shoot first. Wrong. Wrong. Your dreams need a practical plan before you can even shoot. You first need to make sure you have the proper caliber loaded in the proper mag, which is then properly inserted into the rifle. And you need to make sure you have the appropriate gear. The eyes and the ears need to be protected. And if y'all don't know, ladies, never wear something that is not crew neck to a range, because you know what I learned? I learned one day this lady was shooting weird. I think she had a like MPK or whatever the heck it is. Super cute. But she was doing that, but she was going beyond the line. And so the fence that separates us, she went past that. So it was ejecting from her chambers and it went straight into my shirt. It burned my cleavage. I had a line. Well, it's still kind of there. That's where she burned me. And I was like, "Wah!" It's true. So, crew neck, baseball cap. So nothing, if yours ejects up, it'll hit the cap and go out. You're welcome. You're welcome. But seriously, you need a practical plan. You need all the components that are necessary for you to successfully execute the task at hand. Right? Right. You are good enough. It's in reverse. So this is telling me that you don't think you're good enough. Can I be honest? Can I be like, for those of you who are like, oh damn, she knows. She knows. She knows. I do know. And if you will allow me to be honest for a moment, like, stop that shit already. Stop it. Stop. Stop with the lie that you're not good enough. You see, the people who have convinced you that you're not good enough are the people who know you're so much more than what they are. And so they beat you to the punch. They taught you that before you could recognize things for yourself. And that's why when people try and start telling me what to do and telling me this and telling me that about myself, I'm like, shut the fuck up. Who are you even? Shut up. Like, I get real offended by that. You know why? Because I'm not going to allow you the time, the space, the energy, or the attention to try and convince me I am less than what I actually am, just to make sure that I'm not aware that you are less than me. You see how that works? I don't like to listen to that kind of stuff. When you are extra susceptible because of your sensitivities to the opinions of others, you need to have these very hard conversations between the self and the soul, where the soul will tell you, knock it off. Knock it off. And then you're going to have to knock it off. You're going to have to stop convincing yourself that other people know you better than you know yourself. All right, one final card. Let's make it Kali. Let's make it Kali, because your girl is feeling a little bit aggressive. That's just a little bit. Just a little bit aggressive. Don't worry. I'm not going to do nothing. I'm just a little bit aggressive. As one of my twins would say, hey, Twinny, you're a bit aggro right now. Twinny, you're a bit aggro. Stop with your vernacular. Yeah, that's how I respond. Stop with your vernacular. I'm not aggro. And then he'll be like, see, you are, though. You're hella aggro. Don't call me that. Oh. I suddenly miss the dude. He'll be like, you know what you need to do? You need to just go to the range, go shooting or something. Uh, all right. Let's get us a card. Let's shuffle it again, and whatever sticks out. Okay, here. It's right here. Oh no, I like this feeling better. There. Okay, I'm not really aggressive. I'm just partially. Ooh, what is this? Okay. Stop it. Stop it. Okay. Here goes. Let me just, I'm just going to put a little bit of chapstick. And for those of you who apply chapstick like this, and that's it, what the rub it in there, really massage it in, rub it all the way the F it. You know what I'm saying? You can't overdo this. Just really make sure you're super moisturized, layered in there. Okay. Here goes. Card number 10, Kundalini Shakti. Hers is the arising consciousness that evokes instability within, clearing the inner pathways for higher consciousness to manifest. Inner disturbance and instability wrought by Kundalini Shakti is an obscuring grace. Internal disorder is a necessary step towards divine reorganization. Ooh, we are totally being called out today. Reassure your heart that no matter what may appear to be, at a spiritual level, all is well. Outworn energy is being processed and broken apart. From the ashes of your inner fire, you shall emerge anew. Let what needs to happen, happen. Ooh, I'm saying that's what I like. That is what I like. She looks like she don't miss back day. I'm saying that looks good, girl. That looks real good. Real good. I'm saying you got a little bit of that deltoid action happening. You go, girl. Okay. So within the subtle field of the body is a powerful, creative, and awakening energy known as Kundalini. When the soul is ready, this energy, rather like a snake uncoiling, stirs and arises. Awakened Kundalini becomes Kundalini Shakti, moving according to its own pace, path, and wisdom. It clears the chakras, purifying body and mind, preparing the body to more readily receive spiritual energies, weaving through the subtle energy body from the base of the spine towards the crown of the head, seeking release through the top of the head. As purification is rarely an enjoyable experience, it's not. A true awakening, a true ascension cycle is very, very uncomfortable and oftentimes internally destructive. Okay. So be ready for that. All of these things that people tell you in the spiritual community where it's painting it as like, oh, yeah, no, you'll feel the tingles. You'll feel the tingles through to your nipples. And then it will be amazing. Like, lies. I mean, no, okay. That you could feel that. You could. If the energy is pronounced enough and you have a blockage between the structure where your wing buds arise from, it goes up. And because there's that structure there that's blocked, it then goes in and it could project out through your nipples. I'm saying that's a potentiality, but that's not all you're going to experience. Your girl be knowing, I'll be honest with you. You can feel it through the nipples. If you're extra sensitive, you will feel that. For those of you who've known me for some time, like whenever my husband feels the energies, he'll be like, oh, my nipple. Touch it, feel it. And I'm like, Yes, it's rock hard. He doesn't have any blockages. He's just very sensitive, is what it is. So he feels it through his nipples. But here's the thing with a Kundalini, once that activates, it's not uncommon to feel lower back pain, to feel things going on with your belly, the front of your stomach. That's usually because you have some type of blockage going on. It's redirecting the flow of that Kundalini Shakti energy. So you have to make sure that, you know, you take these things into consideration as you go through your processes. For many of us, you're experiencing all sorts of body aches, and these body aches are indications of the areas on your physical body where memories are being stored and expunged. They're being purged out because this energy is flowing through, it's dislodging it. That's why you're so emotional. That's why things have become so like you feel unstable within yourself. You feel as though you don't know who you are. You feel lost. You feel directionless. For some of us, it's gotten to the point where your immune system has been depressed a little bit, like it's not functioning at its top, like its prime levels, because it's being suppressed. That's due to your ascension mechanics. Lysosomes, those things are being released. That's the toxicity within the cell that's being released. And it has to do with the emotions and the ascension mechanics. I can't talk about how it ties into your physiological health because then I will get dinged again. We're not allowed to talk about truth that deep. I'll tell you, I could break it down for you if you want. As as purification is rarely an enjoyable experience, this powerful natural process requires courage. As energy shifts and we are cleansed emotionally, see what I'm saying? We may have physical symptoms of discomfort and dramatically fluctuating moods. See what I'm saying? Our thought processes may be confused and our perception not as astute as it may otherwise be. Like sediment being sifted from the bottom of a water glass, that which was clear becomes temporarily muddied. As a sediment is removed, the water settles again, but with more clarity. The oracle indicates a need to be patient and to allow for the confirmation of signs and intuitions. You do not need to ignore signs to act, but it is wise to recognize that you are presently within a liminal space of healing. The way things look now will change dramatically in the not too distant future. It's not wise to try and build a foundation on shifting ground. Be patient. So don't um don't get so eager to prove, to be able to showcase to other people the type of process that you're in. Be patient. Trust that you will know when the time is to act. When the time to act is upon you. When Kundalini Shakti rises, energies are beginning to move in new ways. The oracle indicates there is something within you that has been dormant, perhaps for a long time, even lifetimes. This ties into what I was talking about, the ancestral magic that's coming back, right? Your access to that is being reestablished. Those are parts of your morphogenetic template that have been dormant this entire lifetime. They're going active because there's a full flow of energy. I don't know that anyone's even talking about this right now. People really only talk about these types of things during full moons, when there's some type of galactic, solar, celestial, planetary event. No, it's a full consciousness stream. There's now three streams: the first sun, the second sun, and the emerald. I wasn't supposed to say that. There's a third stream of consciousness. That third stream cannot be distorted. Not all of us will receive that third stream. Only those who come from that lineage will receive that. There's no activation to make you suddenly capable of receiving that. It's within you. It's part of your etheric genetics. So people who are capable of receiving that, they have the capacity to. When Kundalini Shakti rises, energies are beginning to move in new ways. The oracle indicates there's something within you that's been dormant, perhaps for a long time, even lifetimes. It's now reawakening. This message could relate to an aspect of your being, even a past life talent that will be further developed in this lifetime. It could be a stalled project coming back to life again, or a reinvigorated sense of purpose following an unexpected inspiration. Moving forward and ascension to a new level of experience and being are predicted. Sometimes there's a quiet, long period of deep incubation on the spiritual path when not much seems to be happening. Kundalini Shakti is an inner movement of energy which will eventually demonstrate an outer effect that is often considerable. It can seem illogical to the intellect, but if you want the externals of your life to change, go within and work on your inner self healing. That's what the whole um, reading is about. Through trusting and protecting the process of inner work, shielding it from prying eyes, and ill informed. Stop listening to people who are full of shit for real. Fear based negative opinions, a new authentic self is generated. When you abstain from the prying eyes, the ill informed, fear based negative opinions, your new authentic self will begin to regenerate because a lot of your energy then goes back to you um, instead of like, feeding it to other people, allowing other people to drain you of your energy and your intentions. Okay. We don't have to know how to accomplish that yet. The movement of Kundalini Shakti is an awakening energy with its own creative intelligence. She knows how to guide us towards spiritual fruition, just as the body knows how to heal a broken bone, even if we cannot understand how to accomplish such an astonishing feat at a conscious level. The time naturally comes when the newly forged self is strong enough, sufficiently spiritually integrated, and ready to be seen, heard, and received. So I keep getting this urge to do some type of group energy work. And when I do group energy work, no one's energy is commingled. Just so you guys are aware, I'm hyper vigilant about that. So I'm just kind of, let me finish reading this. We are ready to come out of the spiritual closet. We have no interest in trying to mold ourselves to fit the demands of others. We are divinely self generated from within. There is no benefit or effectiveness in trying to rush this process. It takes time and effort to distill our nature with sufficient resilience so we are not shaken in the face of conflict by attempted sabotage or the fearful projections of others. That is so important. Only then can our presence bring clarity and grace. Such spiritual infusion, integration, and reformation takes as long as it takes. It's not a small accomplishment. We must be generous with our process, providing patience and trust. The oracle brings confirmation that you are working deeply and much can come of this. Your labors are not in vain. This oracle of Kundalini Shakti indicates creativity and healing on every level. It also indicates a time when matters of relationship are significant for your soul growth. Tuning into the masculine and feminine energies of your soul will help you balance leading and receiving, directing and allowing, pursuit and presence, both in your outer worldly life and inner spiritual life. Trust your heart and don't be hesitant to lean into unfamiliar territory with boldness, tempered by patience. You will become capable of many things on many levels that you were not capable of accomplishing previously. A new way is signified. You're having surgery for your gallbladder in 3 days. So I'm not a doctor, but I will tell you, nothing will resolve if you don't resolve the emotions that are connected to the gallbladder. Unless your surgical team knows how to remove the etheric counterpart of the gallbladder, you will continue to have gallbladder issues despite not having your physiological gallbladder anymore. So be careful with the suggestions of doctors. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying be aware of what you're agreeing to. When you go to a surgeon for advice, they will give you surgical advice. When you go to a chiropractor for advice, they'll give you chiropractic advice. When you go to a podiatrist for advice, they will give you podiatry advice, right? Whoever it is that you go through, they will give you the advice based on the specialty that they have learned to give advice for. If you address the emotional aspects of the gallbladder, you won't need it to be removed. But again, I'm not a doctor. I'm speaking in terms of energy. I'm speaking in terms of emotion. The gallbladder is linked to anger and resentment. What do you resent in your life? Who do you resent in your life is a better question. There's someone that you resent, some situation that you have yet to process. You haven't metabolized it. Gallbladder helps to store and produce bile that the liver will use. Oftentimes, when we refuse to metabolize, to digest the events of our lives, the emotions build up in the gallbladder and the liver. And what ends up happening after that is dependent on the way you choose to process, right? So, what I'm going to do for those who would like to, and again, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not telling you to get the surgery or not get the surgery. I'm saying you have 3 days to begin really reading tons of information. Look up information from traditional Chinese medicine, TCM. You might find information there that will help you to solidify whether or not you want to. The decision must always be yours. So what I'm going to do, if you guys would like to receive this energetic work that I'm about to perform, I feel called to do it. Do hashtag chakra. I'm going to calibrate these frequencies to enter the field with hashtag chakra. That's what I'm going to calibrate it to. For those who have previously been banned for one reason or another, don't think that creating a new account will give you access to my energy, because it will not. I consciously choose now who my energy will go to and who it will benefit. I am absolutely in control of myself and my life. I will not freely give my energy away to those who have been malignant to me at some point. Okay. So there you guys go. Hashtag chakra. If you are watching the if you're watching the recording, hashtag chakra will still work. So just hashtag chakra. All right. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to play some music. How's that? I'm going to play some music. Oh, you know what? I don't even need to do this because I'm going to play music. It's going to be loud AF. All right. It's loud. I will be activating the chakras. Activation of the chakras is what it is. I will go ahead and realign chakras, clear out whatever your higher self wants cleared out. Your higher self is in full control here. And I will be activating the Kundalini. Okay, so breathe very deep and very slow. Sorry. Inhale the light of your truth. Exhale the darkness of your doubt. Inhale the light of your truth. Exhale the darkness of your doubt. Continue to breathe very deep, very slow, allowing yourself to experience whatever your soul is asking you to experience now. For those who are sensitive to energy, you might begin to feel mildly lightheaded, very floaty. You might begin to feel as though you were expanding. And you might begin to feel a tingling within your tailbone, and a wrapping of this energy around your sacrum as it slowly rises up your spine. Feel your cranial space slowly begin to expand. Your 7 lower chakras are spinning. Feel them go active and clear themselves out. For those of you sensitive to energy, you might begin to feel a tingly heat, this warmth. Breathe very deep, very slow, allowing yourself to come back to center. Take a deep breath in, slow exhale out. Allow yourself to just feel. How do you guys feel? Awesome. Okay. If you're lightheaded, I'm going to go ahead and just flood the space with a little bit of sedation to help release some of that energy, okay? The lightheadedness tends to happen if first you're not accustomed to extremely high frequencies. And second, even if you are accustomed, if you have a tendency to tense up, that will hold a lot of energy in that should be allowing to kind of just flow through, just flowing through. Don't hold the energy that comes from a lacking mindset, that comes from a poverty perception. You are rich in spirit. You are rich in soul. There is a never ending supply of energy allocated just for you throughout this entire lifetime, whether you believe me or not. It's there. You don't ever have to be in a space where you think you don't have enough energy. You can't do this, you can't do that. So much is just sitting, waiting for you to allow yourself to receive. And if you don't believe me, there's a reason. I can do 7-8 hour live streams straight, 7 to 8 hours of energy work and not be tired, not be depleted. There's a reason. That's the reason. So, you guys feel good? For many of you, a lot of the chakra blockages were emotions and traumas that you haven't yet addressed. Those are going to be rising to the surface. So there's going to be, emotions and things that you're going to be feeling over the next few days, over the next 7 to 10 days. The more you allow yourself to feel and be present, as you process these old emotions, old traumas, the less intense it will be. Not to say it's not going to be intense, but it's not going to be as intense. It's not going to be as drawn out because you are actively participating in the clearing of your traumas, your emotions. And the more you're able to clear out, the more you're able to take in, right? So I hope that this energetic work is something that will really help you as we begin a new calendar year. Your perceptions, this is the perfect time of year to begin working on your perceptions and clearing out any belief structures that have kept you very limited in your belief in yourself. Okay? You are capable of so much more than you give yourself credit for. So much more. So start believing in yourself. Start allowing yourself to really, really be who you are. You don't have to try to do that. You just have to allow yourself. And once you allow yourself, you'll allow much more of what is rightfully yours to enter into your life. Okay? So please tell Aliana I love her. I love you, Aliana. Okay, I got to get going. I have a date with the gym. It's been 2 or so weeks, maybe more. I don't know. But I plan to kick my own ass. I will see you guys later. I'm not sure if I'll be live tomorrow. We will see. If I do come live, I'll be solo. Ocean, you need to rest. Don't even try. You need to rest. So, if anything, I'll see you guys tomorrow, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for podcast. Maybe we'll just do, you can ask me whatever question you want. Maybe I'll find someone to come live with me and we'll just chat. We need to let Ocean rest, though. We definitely need to let Ocean rest. So I'll see you guys again very, very soon. I love y'all. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me while I'm live. I've also decided just now to initiate another coupon on my websites. I don't know what coupon, but you will see it. For private sessions, private readings, you guys will see it. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Bye, everyone.